And that leads us to some breaking news here on SportsCenter as we welcome back in our NBA analyst, Kendrick Perkins. And Perk, what's the news?
Did the Bucks fire their head coach? Is that the news, Shay? Did they fire their head coach before the All-Star break? That's what you're telling me? A team that's 30-13? But the writing has been on the wall, Shay. The writing has been on the wall since the start of the season, right? When you look at the Bucks defense, it has been horrible. So bad that when I'm watching the game with my kids, I make them go to bed because I don't want them to see that type of defensive effort. And the fact of the matter is that Adrian Griffin never had a voice and never had the locker room from the start of training camp. And now we're seeing this happen, which is still surprising.
Yeah, they're bottom 10 in defensive efficiency as they decide to part ways with their head coach, Adrian Griffin. And so where do they go from here, Perk? Where do the Bucks go from here? They obviously have an all-star caliber roster, so much talent on that team. Seen such turnover at the head coaching position there with this Bucks team. What do they do now?
Well, they got to search the market. I mean, it's a lot of coaches out there. You know, Doc Rivers, for example, that is out there. They got the championship pedigree. But you got to bring someone in that has a championship pedigree, that those guys like Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to listen to, right? You can't bring in an assistant. You can't bring in a guy that never coached in the NBA as a head coach. You cannot do that and expect for the Bucks to be successful. And being successful is them actually going to the NBA Finals and winning it all.
I don't know that we've ever seen a team make a coaching change midseason and then go on a run. Do you think it's possible for the Bucks to do such a thing?
I believe so. I believe so. I mean, even right now, just think about it. They're 30-13, right? They're second in the Eastern Conference behind the Boston Celtics. They still have their core group of players that they won a championship with outside of Drew Holiday. So when you just think about that alone, yes, they still have it. And you still have one of the best duos in the game of basketball in Giannis and Dame. So you bring the right voice in that locker room that's going to demand the respect, that's going to speak their language, that's going to hold them accountable. And all of a sudden, you could see a change on the defensive end. You could see a change in the rotations. And you could see a change in Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard play on the other end of the floor and not scoring buckets.
Yeah, the East is just so loaded, obviously, with these guys getting more and more loaded. I'm getting news in my ear that Doc Rivers is at the top of the list, according to our Adrian Wojnarowski. So this is an ever-evolving situation, obviously. Perk is breaking news to me. I'm getting news in my